Blue was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia Mark IV back in 2011 when he was only 2 years old. We went into hospital. We were sent to Addenbrooke's first of all because there was no room at the inn at the Royal Marsden or Great Ormond Street. So we were like quite a long way away from home. We were then sent, once there was room at the hospital, we were sent to the Royal Marsden, and Blue went underwent intensive chemotherapy treatment. He was in the hospital until the August of 2011 when they said that they'd cleared the cancer cells from his body and he could go home as he was in remission. In the October, we had got permission to go to Turkey for a family holiday, and I noticed little bruising again on Blue's back. We went back to the Royal Marsden, and unfortunately the cancer had come back, but this time it had come back very aggressively. On February 13th, 2012, after 2 rounds of really intensive chemotherapy treatment, they told me that my son was going to die. The cancer was terminal, and that just to take him home and make the last few weeks, not months, comfortable. I wasn't willing to give up, and I contacted people in the Chicago Memorial Hospital in America because Blue's father, sister-in-law worked there for Cancer Research USA. A doctor there said that they had some drugs that they used on children which were very toxic. It either kills the child or kills the cancer, but they would never be able to tell which one it would do first. And they said they were willing to treat him. They said that it was highly likely that Blue would die, but they were going to give him what they call a compassionate trial. So if nothing else works, then try anything. Obviously, my son was going to die. So I said, you know, just do it, because I needed to have that little inkling of a chance that it could work. Anyway, it did work. It did clear the cells from his body. They didn't know what dosage to give him, but it did clear the cells from his body. He managed to go to transplant on May the 10th, 2012. And from there it went downhill then, because the 2 drugs were so toxic that they wiped his body clean. They took everything that they possibly could from his body. He had every known disease that you could have, sepsis, pneumonia, typhlitis, pseudomonas, BK virus, everything. You know, we used to joke that Blue would sit there at night thinking, right, what can I have tomorrow to keep the Royal Marsden on their toes? This went on for quite some time. Blue became very, very ill. We actually went to St George's in Tooting, and Blue was in intensive care, and the priest came to give him his last rites because they were convinced that he wouldn't be there in the morning. I wasn't going to accept that, and I laid with my arms over him all night because I just thought that if I didn't let go, whatever was going to take him wouldn't take him, and it didn't. Blue finally left hospital in July 2013, 2.5 years later, in a wheelchair with a Zimmer frame. Started back to school in a Zimmer frame, but he's gone on from strength to strength. It's taken a long time, you know, it's taken nearly 7 years to get him to this point, and it's been a hard slog. It hasn't been easy. So to you guys, you know, what I would like to say really is that without people like you who raise this money, I don't think my son would be here today. So thank you very much, because you don't know how much parents appreciate what guys like you do. So thank you. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
Sorry.